Better Baseball, MLB DFS Playbook Podcast and live stream here, recording for Friday's 13-game main slate. James, 13 games is probably one of the larger slates we've seen in quite some time here. I mean, player pool aside, I mean, monster matchups that we got going on here. We're going to have some weather. We have cores to deal with as well. I mean, man, breaking down this slate is going to be something else here today.
Yeah, weather, cores, 13 games, 2 pitchers, 12K or more over on DraftKings. Like, we have a pitcher listed at $4,000. He's, a bullpen arm, but just mentioning, like, we got everything a 13-game slate could possibly have to offer. And I'm sure more things will happen before roster lock as well. I mean, this isn't no NBA, so we don't have to worry about that, right?
True. Weather is really the only thing we should be worrying about here.
Right.
4 games with the with the DraftKings weather symbol here, the Met Washington, Angels Cleveland, Chicago Minnesota, and Houston Chicago, all there dealing with maybe some potential rain in the mid part of our country there, and a little bit on the East Coast there in Washington. So could be down to a 9-game slate. You'll have to pay attention to the weather reports, obviously leading into roster lock. James and I go typically live here, 5 o'clock Eastern. Those of you watching right now, you'll see Dan Silverdidio and Colby Conway live at 5 o'clock Eastern tonight. So they'll get you updated on all that recent weather updates that you guys are going to need for your playbook and lineup building needs here today. So, James, weather aside, 13 games. Let's go to Vegas here and see what can we eliminate? What can we target? Obviously, again, Coors is here. Philly in Colorado is the matchup there.
All right. So what can we eliminate, John? So let's see. What do we got for totals here? Corbin Burns and the Milwaukee Brewers minus 230. Biggest favorite on the board. Martin Perez minus 195. Second biggest favorite on the board. Everything else is very middling. Nothing really stands out. But then when we get to over-unders, this is the part that is going to matter to us, that we can really just eliminate, as you mentioned. Colorado is a 12 over-under, 11.5 on some sites, 12 on others, 12 on DraftKings, 12 on FanDuel.
You got a Taijuan Walker, Austin Gomber matchup in that one.
Yeah, Taijuan Walker, Austin Gomber. That should be a fun one. This is interesting, John. The Boston Red Sox are sending James Paxton to the mound to make his debut ahead of Friday's game, one night before the Impemba wedding.
True.
What a gift. Boston. What a gift. James Paxton sending you a wedding gift. Versus Adam Wainwright making his second start of the year. That is a 10 over-under. It is going to be hot in Boston. I've already checked the weather.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful weekend of weather here.
Considering I'm coming to celebrate you guys, I have checked my weather app. It is. And, John, on some sites, FanDuel Sportsbook and BetMGM, 10.5 over-under.
Yeah, that's because Paxton in his 4 rehab starts had like a 7 ERA.
So and now has to face a lineup notoriously good against lefties
in Boston, where the ball
in Fenway.
Doesn't seem good.
Recipe seems pretty good for offense. 9.5 in San Francisco, Arizona. Do we have a pitcher listed for San Francisco in that game, John? I do not see it on covers.
Alex Wood is what DraftKings is saying, but no official word on that one yet.
Okay. Ryan Nelson pitching for Arizona.
Kapler said that after his most recent rehab start, the team's yet to make an official announcement, but it's possible he returns to the mound on Friday.
The lowest game totals, maybe some games we can, at least offensively take a look at or cross off our board. Chicago, Minnesota, Cubs versus Twins. Sonny Gray taking the hill against Drew Smyly. 7.5 implied runs on BetMGM there. That's like the only one under 8.5. Everything else is pretty solid. And and Coors is 12. So we're gonna have to navigate the Coors waters as well.
Yep. All right, let's get into it. Pitching's here. Strider, you mentioned two guys over 12K here. Strider's at 12.2 and Cole's at 12K. Cole going up against Tampa Bay, a matchup we just saw, and a matchup that he was going really well, and then he wasn't. 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned, 2 homers, 6 strikeouts, and that one just 7 fantasy points there for Garrett Cole against Tampa Bay, his most recent start. Strider's been good, but do you want to throw him against Toronto? Yeah, I mean, strikeout potential maybe, but definitely a scary matchup for him there. So, I mean, I don't know. Sonny Gray's at 10K against Chicago in a game that could have some weather impact. So, yep. Corbin Burns against Kansas City, maybe some interest there. Kansas City's been hot, as we've talked about, but we also know that lineup has some strikeout potential there. I mean, for a big slate, James, I don't see a ton of this is my favorite spot, right? Like Martin Perez gets Oakland in Oakland. Maybe right. That's an opportunity to target. We know pitchers against Oakland have been pretty popular this year. We just saw Dustin May and Blake Snell go up against each other. Blake Snell looked good. What have we been talking about? Pitchers against the Dodgers.
Yep.
Lefty pitchers against the Dodgers have had a lot of success. Blake Snell was no different in his start there. Dustin May against San Diego, also great. 6 shutout innings. So kind of like scrolling through this pitching, we I don't know if there's like a clear cut, this is the right spot, right? Like Corbin Burns feels good at $9,200, but he hasn't been great. So I don't know, man. What's sticking out to you here?
So I'm okay getting to Strider against Toronto. Like the strikeout upside is obviously there against Strider. He can strike anybody out. He's done it against offenses that don't necessarily strike out a lot. Last 2 weeks, Toronto, they've kind of been bad. 21st in OPS as a team over the last 2 weeks, or 20th rather. The 162 ISO that's obviously in play, and we know Toronto can thump, but it hasn't felt the same for them. And the numbers kind of suggest that. So I'm okay getting to Strider. I'm also okay getting to Garrett Cole because outside of 1 inning this year, he has been amazing. Literally 1 inning. Yes, it was against this Tampa team, but for 5 innings, they did literally nothing against him. So
sure.
Scary to pay 12K for him, but outside of 1 inning this year, he's been as good as advertised. So I'm okay getting to both those guys. I do like Sonny Gray if the weather's going to hold up. He's been great outside of the Cleveland game. You and I have just talked about it a couple times. Like he's been randomly pulled from starts, 90 pitches in that Cleveland game. I know 7 base runners, 3 earned, not the best, but
feels who knows when they started to get to him there too.
Right.
Actually finished the whole 5, but
So I'm okay getting to Sonny Gray. I love Corbin Burns though. 9,200.
Yeah.
Hasn't been bad since the first 2 starts of the year where he just looked abysmal. The strikeouts, I think, leaves a little bit to be desired. Like this is an elite strikeout arm that's just had less than 5 or less than 4 straight outings. Like what's that about? So I think Corbin Burns is probably my top arm, but I can definitely see myself getting some Strider. And I can see the case for Garrett Cole and Sonny Gray as well.
Sure. Again, it's just a big price. Obviously, Strider, Cole are elite for a reason. They can shut down any lineup. To me, it feels like there's just some inherited risk. Plus, you're looking at that Garrett Cole matchup was in Tampa Bay, a better pitcher's park. Now they're in Yankee Stadium. Obviously, a little bit of a better hitter environment there. I know we've talked about Yankee Stadium and the runs and the metrics and all of those things for sure. But I mean, what you mentioned, warmer weather, the shorter field, and Tampa Bay is just an offense that just, finds ways to score runs. So
true.
Mid-tier again, I think there's options here. I think you could go May. I think a lot of people maybe take a look at Martin Perez again. Blake Snell, I don't mind going there at $8,100. He's been better since I bet his that 6 innings quality start prop for him. He's now gotten back-to-back starts. So pitch count's never a problem. He gives up a lot of home runs, home run every start but one this year. But Dodgers really struggle against lefties. That has remained true.
It has remained true, John. But it's been a little better for them, right? And we knew the Wade Miley regression
I
was.
was gonna say I'm not even gonna count Wade Miley because Wade Miley's numbers just screamed that he was due to get blown up. But
I don't disagree. I'm just saying, last 14 days, Dodgers 7th overall in OPS, 208 ISO. You talk about power there, that's number 3 in the league over that span. So I'm okay getting to Snell. I like the price tag. I think specifically that's what is the most appealing thing to me. Because I think when you look at the guys around him, like Dustin May isn't he's fine, but he's not missing a lot of bats. Martin Perez, we know, doesn't miss a lot of bats, and I just think Snell has infinitely more upside, even though it's Oakland. Chris Bassett's been fine, but really tough matchup in his own right. So this tier is not great. So that does kind of lean Snell's
right?
favor. Um, but oh, the Dodgers are getting hot, man. It's a little scary.
Yeah, he just has the strikeout potential that obviously Wade Miley doesn't have, right? So
That's true.
this is bats. There's just nothing down here.
Yeah, no, this is a
we laughed at JP France, but he came up and threw a shutout,
Yep.
5-inning shutout against Seattle. So
Yep.
does he do that against the White Sox?
Maybe.
The
White Sox looked horrible against the Royals this weekend. Horrible.
Yeah. I mean, even Singer threw 6 shutout today, something like that.
Yeah, one run. Yeah, I mean, I love Logan T. Allen, but tough spot against the Angels.
Maybe Tyler Anderson. The last 2 starts for him haven't been awful. Again, lefties versus Milwaukee. We know great spot, 6 2/3 and earned 7 Ks, and goes and faces Texas. Pretty good lineup. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 walks is abysmal, but 6 strikeouts there. Over 100 pitches in both.
Yeah, now Cleveland 28th in
right?
OPS against righties or lefties. Yeah, and look, Tyler Anderson was off to an awful start, but this guy was great for the Dodgers. So good for the Dodgers last year. So yeah, I'm okay getting to Anderson. He's free. He's $5,500. So we have cores. We have a 10.5 total in Boston. We're gonna be spending up on offense, so I'm perfectly fine. Perfectly fine getting Tyler Anderson 55. I think that's a great call.
I'm trying to understand what is this Josh Taylor play. He used to pitch for the Red Sox. He's a reliever though. He's been working out of the bullpen.
Right?
Is he an opener?
He's gonna be an opener, yeah. For sure.
Okay. They don't have him listed as an opener though.
That's not. Yeah, it's not confirmed, but my assumption is he's an
opener. Okay. He's not very good. He's a lefty though, and Milwaukee can't hit lefties. But I'm just curious if who follows him in that game.
Right.
Let's see. Nelson's a righty. Not going to throw that there. Whew. I mean, I don't know, man. It is ugly.
Yeah, it's bleak.
It's ugly. It's ugly.
Sure does.
All right. Well, we have to build a lineup at the end of the show, so we will find. We'll find some pitching.
We'll find some pitching.
We'll find some pitching here. It could be Blake Snell. Catcher. Again, a lot of catchers on the slate. We didn't like a lot of the pitching, so
gotta be some catchers we like.
Gotta feel like there's gotta be some catchers we like here. Maybe Wilson Contreras in Fenway against James Paxton at $4,300. Maybe that's a pretty good spot to start. Mike Zunino against Anderson. Zunino just murdered lefties for what he had, a 400 average a couple years ago against lefties.
Oh, it was literally do you remember the JD Martinez year in Boston where he hit a 1,500 OPS?
Yeah.
It was that in just power. There was no on base percentage for Zunino. Like JD hit 500 against lefties. I'll never forget. I literally, every time there's a lefty on the mound, JD Martinez was quite literally the first person in my life.
Yeah. This year, again, no batting average to speak of, but 783 OPS against lefties for Zunino. Last year against left-handed pitching, he had actually just a very bad year last year. What was it? 2 years ago it was?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
21, right? 21 was the year. Yeah,
2021.
342, 868, 1287. He had 33 homers that year.
Yeah, I mean,
868 slug against left-handed pitching. So Zunino possibly, Langeliers against
yep,
Perez maybe.
yep.
3,300 if you're not going there. Gabriel Moreno. I don't mind Moreno. They said it's either Wood or Stripling is going to be the starter there for San Francisco. So
Yep.
Moreno, $3,100 makes some sense.
Yeah, Arizona best OPS in the league over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, is Fleming starting?
Yeah, Fleming's starting.
I mean, he's trash.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Yankees lit him up the last time they faced him.
I think Higashioka here, maybe.
Yeah, they started Trevino. Yeah, it's probably. I mean, whatever catcher. I like Higashioka more because he just hits for more power. So if he was in the lineup, I definitely would go there.
Okay. Let's see here. Anybody else?
Kybert's in a slump. I kind of like Francisco Alvarez and the rhythm he's been in. Like, I know the Mets got shut out again on Thursday, but 2 hits for Alvarez in that game.
True.
So he just continues to flow. Like, this is actually like a top 10 prospect in baseball, you know? So
Yeah.
I kind of like Alvarez down here as well, 2,900.
Okay. And if you want to spend up on somebody, you can. Will Smith, Real Muto would probably be pretty heavy played at 5,400 now.
Yeah, he's been good, and he's been really, really good.
Yeah, cool.
Hits in 10 of his last 11 games, including a 5-game hitting streak. Like, this is the first like really expensive team in course. It feels like. So when your catcher is $5,400, Trea Turner is $5,800, Bryce Harper is 58, Schwarber's 58. So like, you know, leading us to Tyler Anderson, John.
Right? Like something like that. So we'll have to see what happens with weather. Anderson obviously in that game that could be impacted by rain. We'll have to check the Roth report on tomorrow morning.
Yep.
As we record here on Thursday evening. First base, again, a lot of options for us here. I like Olsen versus Bassett in Toronto at $5,500. That feels pretty strong. Goldschmidt against Paxton. Again, I like going at Paxton here at $5,700 with St. Louis. My boy Tommy Edmonds going to be leading off. You know I'm going there when we get the shortstop second base. Let's see what else we got. Rizzo, and we always say Rizzo even this year against lefties is hitting them against Yankee Stadium.
Yep.
$4,700. That feels pretty good. Christian Walker maybe against a lefty and Wood at 43. Bohm 42. I mean, what else am I missing here?
We'll see what the Royals decide to do after Taylor. Because if it's a righty like Rowdy Tellez, obviously, and at home, Christian Walker against a righty or a lefty, he's been great. I mean, I want to play Nathaniel Lowe because Waldichuk has been so bad, but he's been bad from the power department, and Nathaniel Lowe has not had any power in his bat this year. So,
nope.
Drury has multi-position eligibility, $3,700 if you want to go there.
Devontae Wade homered again the other day.
Devontae Wade homers
yesterday, rather.
Yeah, homers a lot. He homers
a lot. Yeah,
he homers a lot when he's in the lineup. So yeah, I mean, all those guys. I would say second or first base is pretty stacked, and then like you even get to like some value guys. Like if Stripling's starting, Pavin Smith is $3K. He hit third for on Thursday night. So there's some interesting value options as well.
All right, second base position here. Estrada is your top guy at 55. Simeon 54. Glabber will be pretty popular, I'd imagine, at $5,300. Great. Again, you can't spend up for every position. So
right.
I say pretty popular. If you're playing a Yankee stack, you'll be pretty popular. It just sort of makes sense to go that way.
And to be honest, like outside of cores, it's a 13-game slate. Like there's not going to be like just every team like it was on Thursday where there's
Right.
6 teams and everyone's chalky except for the Oakland Athletics because they stink.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
there's gonna be a lot of low on stacks.
Yeah. Edmund is 4,100 here.
Yeah, that's easy. I mean, if Paxton's gonna be continuing to be really bad, I mean, Tommy Edmonds been really bad.
Not
But
against lefties.
not
We
against
talked about
lefties.
this. His,
Not
his,
against
numbers, his
lefties.
numbers against lefties this year. Last time we checked, he was hitting 400 on the nose. Let's see where he's at now. 375, 719 slug, 1140 OPS against Southpaws.
Yeah, but just overall, it was more so overall than it was like,
Sure.
because he has been kind of bad lately. But yeah, I'm perfectly fine getting there. To be
Yep. We talked about J1 Bay the other day. Again, just sort of in a slump, but he did double yesterday on his pinch hit. There is double stolen base potential here for him. So $3,500 against Bradish has been pretty bad. Definitely going to be in play here. And Manuel Valdez against Wainwright. Wainwright wasn't pretty good, and it was not very good in his initial start.
Yep.
Valdez will certainly be in the lineup there. Miguel Vargas gets the lefty, even though we like Snell. Vargas did homer. He's $2,900. Anybody else I'm missing?
No, I love Vargas.
Okay.
Back-to-back homers and back-to-back games.
You talked about it, like average, nothing to look at, but extra base hits.
Dude, out the wazoo. 8 hits in his last 10 games, 7 for extra bases.
25 hits total, and 14 of them have been extra.
I mean, that's Luke Raleigh status, right? Yeah. And the one thing that's great about Vargas is the 20 walks too. Like this guy has a 219 average and is closer to an 800 OPS than he has a 700 OPS because he's always on base. So I could see myself getting to some again, if you're not playing Snell, I do think the Dodgers are going to be better than against lefties, but if you're not playing Snell, I think you can get there.
All right, third base. A lot of guys, a lot of options here. I mean, I still think Devers at 54 against Wainwright's probably my favorite spot. But Riley against Bassett also pops in. Arenado's been dreadful, but again, I feel like if you're stacking St. Louis, you're probably throwing Arenado in a lineup there as well.
He has been so bad. I guess signs of life, hits in 405, right?
Yeah,
like
had a triple. Yeah.
Had a triple. There's been a lot of RBIs or 5 RBIs over that span. Like, so look, it's like one of those things. Nolan Arenado is too good of a player to be this bad for an entire season. 162 games is a long season. So I largely agree. Devers at the top for sure. I think you can get to Ryan McMahon. I have no problem getting to Rockies. Taijuan Walker has not been great this year. I'm trying to look up the like.
Well, we did this against Boston, and he pitched a gem. So
yeah, that's true. It maybe the Coors Field righties are what's giving him problems. 810 OPS, 350 WOBA. So maybe some Chris Bryant, Randall Grishik, but lefties he's dominating. But I do agree on Arenado. After that, it's like Bregman, LeMahieu, maybe is the next name I'd get to.
I mean, Josh Jung gets Waldichuk.
Oh, Josh Jung gets Waldichuk, yeah.
I was gonna say you're like slow rolling me here, or do you just
I just hadn't got there. I just hadn't got there yet.
Just hadn't got there yet. Okay.
No, I just hadn't got there yet.
James, I got a question for you.
Yeah, I got an answer, maybe.
We're in course.
Okay.
We got a righty in the mound.
Okay.
Is the Moose on the loose? Is Mike Moustakas getting in this game?
He's kind of been good.
He's kind of been good. I'm just saying he hasn't played in like three games, but you know
he's kind of been good.
He's been okay. Last 10 games, 346, 819 OPS.
Maybe the Moose might actually be on the loose here. The Moose could be on the loose. Maybe
some moosage on the loosage here. So, anyways,
that being said, Taijuan Walker. So this is the thing though. Like Taijuan Walker,
play Emmanuel Rivera if Wood is actually starting. Like that just feels like a
yes.
Like a play.
Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah, for sure, 3,200. But like, here's the thing about Coors. Like, Taijuan Walker could be doing well against lefties, but whatever he's doing, the ball just might not be moving. And then the
Right.
Moose gets one middle, and like
Yeah, if the ball
he's
doesn't sink, like
then he's on the loose,
yeah, he puts it in the Rocky Mountains. So,
Right.
yeah. If he's in a lineup, I'll probably just make a lineup for the sake of it doing it. Let's see here.
Don't tell your fiance you're making a lineup tomorrow night, John.
Yeah. Doing the appetizer course.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Rivera, $3,200 against a lefty who've been crushing that. Kyle Farmer homer today. I don't know. Kyle Farmer does hit lefty.
Dude, it was hilarious how you on the podcast yesterday. It was you literally just said Kyle Farmer and then like laughed, and then I was like, yeah, he's not facing a lefty, and you were like, yeah, I know, and then he homered, and I thought about that moment as soon as he hit a home run today. I'm like,
if he's hitting like 6th or 5th or whatever it was, I'm
know.
like, why is Kyle Farmer hitting the middle of the lineup? What do I know? What do I know? I don't know anything. Miranda got optioned. I remember seeing that there. Yes, Kyle Farmer's 3,100. I'm not going there. I'm just commenting on it. I mean, Michael Garcia is still pretty good at 27.
Tough spot.
Yeah, but Burns hasn't been that. I mean, we like Burns because everybody else kind of sucks, but
Yeah,
Burns hasn't been unhittable here. So
sure, you can get there.
It's Waldo.
I was gonna say Oswaldo because Fleming and Oswaldo is better just from the right side. And again, like if you're playing Yankees, they've been good outside of getting blanketed by Drew Rasmussen, who's a good pitcher. So
Sure. Let's go shortstop. Our guy Jorge Mateo has found water here. He's starting to drown a little bit.
Yeah.
We knew it wasn't going to last forever. 12 strikeouts his last 10 games. Only one walk, 167 OBP.
It was a great ride. It was a great ride.
I don't think I'm getting there against Oviedo, who's been bad, but just mentioning they got Lindor versus Mackenzie Gore. We like Mackenzie Gore. Great pitcher, tough spot. Trea Turner obviously going to be super chalk probably if you're going Coors Field, 5,800 against a lefty. I guess I don't know. What are your thoughts on like Volpe, Pena, that whole group?
Volpe's hit righty slightly better, but the stolen base potential, and like he is a powerful dude. Like he's gonna hit home runs in the big leagues. Like leading off, if he's leading off, like sure. If it's 4,600, I don't love, but Jeremy Pena, I think this is a great spot for him to potentially have one of those like double stolen base games.
Yeah.
If so, the Adames price tag, John, is really interesting because let's say Taylor is an opener here. Mm-hmm. The things we know about Willy Adames is he hits at home and he hits righties. Like if we get a righty following Taylor,
right? Now he's $4,400.
Dude, this is a price tag that hasn't been in 2 years. Like since he's 3 years since he's probably gotten to Milwaukee. So that is probably the one thing that's popped out to me the most about this entire price tier, just because like everything lines up for him. If it's a righty following Taylor and he's at home, like we just saw 2 nights in a row, he faces a righty and he has 7 RBIs and 2 home runs. Like that's just what the upside he brings to the table. So I like Volpe, I like Pena, but the Adames price tag is speaking to me. And again, nobody loses more money than the Brewers and the Twins. I'm now, I don't know if you noticed, I'm now including the Brewers in this because they are losing us as much money. Nobody loses as much money as on those 2 teams as we do. So
the White Sox are slowly entering that picture.
Oh, they are. Sully is putting it loose. I played them like 3 days in a row. Played them every day in Kansas City.
Slowly re-entering the frame, Chicago White Sox here. I mentioned Edmund at 41. Do love that spot a lot. Yep. Let's see here. Chris Taylor at $3,300. If Snell is not the guy we're pitching, you can certainly go against him. Ezekiel Duran here against Waldichuk. That's not bad at $2,800.
I think you double Ezekiel here at shortstop.
Tovar
And Duran, both. Yeah, I think both are great plays. Duran has a dream matchup in a less than dreamy ballpark, and Tovar gets the better end of the split. Like Taiwan Walker's been worse against righties. I see it. I looked over at the screen.
You see the screen. You know what's there. He's actually smashing righties. 406, 781, 1238. Against righties, and he's getting a lefty spot here, but he's hitting the ball pretty well here, James. Hitting the ball pretty well. $2,700.
I have no comment. I don't know what do you want me to say.
$2,700 against.
What do you want to say? What do you want me to say?
Double Jon. You know,
he's been good. What can I say? He's been good. I don't know. You know.
Yeah. You like Casey Schmidt,
dude? Homered on Thursday again.
Yep. 2 homers in 3 games for him now.
Listen. There's something brewing here with this kid. And what do we say? Giants against righties are a completely different team against lefties.
Yeah.
Ryan Nelson has been quite awful this year. He gets a lot of ground balls. That's the only thing. But, has allowed so many base runners. I mean, Ryan Nelson, his last 3 starts, has allowed 27 hits in 3 starts.
That doesn't seem good.
That's not good. 29 base runners total, 2 walks. That's not terrible, but 29 base runners in 3 starts. That is actually a base runner on every inning per 9 innings.
Are you looking at your screen right now?
Zach Nato. This is a very good
$200.
Oh wow.
For Zach Nato here.
What do we have for Nato against lefties here?
It's good.
It's good?
It's good.
This is the split we want?
This is the split. 294, 471 slug, 871 OPS, 400 on base.
Wow. Okay. That is
$2,200 leading off against Allen.
Logan T. Allen is good, for the record. Very good prospect. Just throwing it out there.
That's fine.
A lot of respect for Logan T. Allen.
That's fine. Just saying.
But I also fully agree with everything you are just saying, because I feel like we've gotten past the 2,200. Should be.
He's not $2,200 shortstop here. I mean,
we should be past this, right?
I would think so.
We should be.
I would think so. Past this. Even if not, you need to save money somewhere on this slate. $2,200 for a shortstop to get lead off with Trout and Ohtani right behind him feels pretty good.
I also agree.
Feels pretty good. All right, outfield. We've kind of flown through this 13 game. We'll be making quite a few different lineup variations.
Yeah, we have we have our cores lineup. We have our non-cores lineup. We could do. We could. I got a fun question for you when we get there too.
All right,
when we end.
That's fine. Outfield. A lot of talent here. 13 games.
Is there?
13 games. A lot of players. We got 5 guys over 6K. Tatis homered again today.
Yep.
Back-to-back game. Oh, sorry, not back-to-back games. Homered today. Had 2 home runs the other day.
He's been awesome.
So
he's been so good. He's been awesome.
Yeah. You got Ohtani. You got Judge. You got Acuna. Jordan homered the other day as well. Strong guys up over 6K, and that just kind of dips down into cores. Mookie Betts only an outfielder now on 13 games. Not second base, not shortstop, just outfield.
This is awesome.
Mike Trout's 56. Buxton against a lefty, 56. I mean, I don't know, man. Talk to me here.
So over 6K, Judge and Jordan for me would be the top 2 guys. Jordan is flowing right now, coming into this game with a little hit streak going. What do we got? 5, 6, 7, 8 game hit streak. 2 home runs over that span, 8 RBIs over that span as well. So Jordan really finding his stroke right now. Judge looks pretty good since coming back. Had the down game on In the first game of the Tampa series. I mean, everyone did. Rasmussen mowed him down, but Judge and Alvarez for me over 6K. I'm perfectly fine getting to Schwarber or Harper. Like no problem getting to either. Harper's been good. Three guys just doesn't miss a beat. He literally has a like.
I'm very happy that I spent $8 on him in auction, even though he has only outfield eligibility. I mean, sorry, only DH eligibility because he fell 2 games shy last year of keeping his outfield eligibility, which is unfortunate, but that's fine.
So I'm perfectly fine getting to either Philadelphia Philly here.
Kyle Tucker 53.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker 53 feels really good. I want to look at the Kopech. Let's look at the Kopech splits real quick, because he's been bad. Righties are killing him. Righties have 1,000 OPS with a 435 WOBA this year.
Oh, we didn't we didn't talk anything about Bregman, so maybe that's.
I said Bregman with like a question mark and just kind of kept it moving because like we know how bad Bregman's been as well.
Terrible.
338 WOBA for Bregman, so maybe there's something there. Lefties have a 349 WOBA, 810 OPS against him. So it's not like he's been great. Just a 194 average. It's been all power. Everything that Kopech's allowing from left side has been for power. So Casey Schmidt 2 for 2 this evening, John. By the way, another base hit. Like Castellanos is another interesting name because we kind of complained about the power, and that's kind of coming back.
I mean, right? 322, 5 homers, almost a 900 OPS. A
lot of hits, dude. A lot of hits.
46 hits in 37 games.
Yeah, he has, and lately just like kind of just. I don't know.
And like, what do we always say? Like Castellanos against lefties was like the absolute bingo spot. So.
Yeah, and Gomber's been dreadful everywhere he's pitched. Like it hasn't mattered if it's been
except for that last start against the Mets.
Well, the Mets. I mean, that's just like a difference. The Mets are
right. It makes me wonder, like, if Mackenzie Gore's actually in play on this slate or not. So,
I mean, dude, who did the Reds throw? Do you even remember who the Reds? What was the Reds?
They threw a guy for an inning, and then they took him out and put a bullpen guy, and that guy was nails.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the Mets had a bunch of hits, and it just didn't matter. And interesting here. Like, what do we do? Because Waldichuk's allowed all this power, but we know Adolis is better split is righty-righty.
Yeah,
Would you consider going Adolis
here? Nah, not a 5K. I'd rather... Listen, you're going to get Josh Jung. You're going to get Robbie Grossman hitting second in this lineup. What was our other... Was Jonah Heim better against lefties? Was that the split that we had?
Jonah Heim has been better against righties, but I can confirm... I'll confirm the...
We know we like Duran at 27.
We had so much value at shorts. We had so much value.
We did too much value,
dude. So yeah, like very difficult to choose from.
I would agree. Multi lineups. That's why you make them.
So Jonah Heim against lefties this year, is hitting 435.
Yeah, yep. So like Jung, Heim, Duran, Grossman, like play those guys. Simeon and Adolis against lefties this year are just dog water. So it's not good. Not good. Let's see. I think Verdugo is so expensive, but I mean, I don't know, man.
All of Boston.
Yeah, all of Boston.
Yoshida's 52 as well.
Yeah. Hunter Renfroe against lefty. I know you liked Allen. I'm just, Renfroe keeps homering. So
yeah, keeps homering, and he just long history of hitting lefties.
Yep. Nimmo's there, but it's a lefty for him. Lewis Robert, I know we were riding him for a little bit. Again, is JP France going to go out and pitch as well as he did again? Long time minor leaguer, makes his debut and throws 5 shutouts. Great story. Great story. Is it sustainable? Is the question.
No. Like I trust Luis Robert more in that spot. Had a decent bounce back after freaking the golden sombrero in the second KC game. So I don't know. The White Sox are just a mess. They're just an absolute mess.
Yeah, tough struggles. Let's see here.
Jock Jams is for power. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's been really bad, but I think this is a pretty good spot.
There's power there. Jaron Duran is 4K there against Wainwright. That feels pretty good. McCutchen was hitting righties. 800 OPS the last 10, only a 207 average, but 800 OPS is decent.
Yeah, I'm okay getting a Kutch. I want to see. Let's see what the I think
He
Bradish
was hitting righties earlier. I don't know if that switched at all.
And I believe the Kyle Bradish splits are reversed as well. They are. Well, he's been pretty bad against everyone. Yeah, McCutchen 4 home runs, 356 WOBA against righties. Kyle Bradish 317 average allowed to righties, 900 OPS, 389 WOBA. Newsflash, lefties also hitting 300, so maybe Pittsburgh in the cards as
Brian Reynolds.
well.
We didn't talk about him, but he's there.
We're gonna get to Sawinski, who has a 415 WOBA against lefties, although struggling, but still.
Yeah.
All the power in the world.
Bader obviously at 4K.
Yep.
Hard to get off that. You've been on Newt Bar, but it's a lefty. Mm-hmm. Lourdes 4K.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. He's been honestly just unconscious. Brent Rooker 39. If you're not in Martin Perez, which I can't blame you if you're not.
All right.
People are gonna play Martin Perez just because it's Oakland, right? But like,
yep.
Dude, we've talked about this. Lefties. They have Aguilar to throw at them. They have Rooker to throw at them. Ruiz. Like, they have guys that you could put in this lineup that are potent against lefties. So, like, use or don't use Brent Rooker at your own risk and use Martin Perez against him and see what happens.
I would agree with you. Michael Harris is 36. I know he hasn't really lived up to that Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, it's not been great.
But $3,600 for him. Haniger's 36. Taylor Ward's all the way down to $3,500 here. It's not pretty good. My Story's 34.
Yeah, that's a good price. No one plays more Oakland than us, John.
What's going on with Chaz McCormick here? Sore back. He just came off the IL. Now he's sore back.
Conforto, he's been bad, but slowly. I mean, homered on Wednesday, has a walk and a run scored on Thursday. Fitting my Giants narrative there.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Let's see. Prado against Burns is 2,800. We're going pretty.
Grossman 25. He'll hit second against Waldachuk. That's his better side of the split.
What do you make of Raimel Tapia? Hits in 6 straight games, 6 of 7.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's limited power upside, but if he's gonna steal bases when he gets on, I'm fine with it. He's stealing bases, so if he's gonna steal bases, I'm fine getting
I wonder who they so they've DH'd Yoshida a few times. And Corey has said like they're doing that to sort of save his legs because like he's playing a lot more and running around a lot more. So you could
he did in Japan.
Yeah. So they could have Tapia in the outfield here. They hit him third the other day. So like
that seems that was excessive. We were talking about that. That was like they did not need to hit him third. Nobody wanted that.
No. But I mean he's got 4 stolen bases in the last 10 games.
Sure.
If he's in the lineup, it's just something to consider.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's a. I think it's a fine play.
Michael Taylor used to hit lefties. I don't know if he still does or not, but that was his MO when he was at Washington. Sam Hilliard's $2,300.
Boy, there is some interesting value plays that I'm not gonna play now.
Remember when I was like, you have to play Stowers if you said
I think he hasn't had a fantasy point.
He didn't hit that day.
I think that's the last time he has had a fantasy point.
All right.
I don't think there's anything else.
There's no more outfielders here. Let's build a couple of lineups, man.
Let's do a home run call.
All right.
And then I got here.
Home run call in course. Home run call.
You stole it. Thanks for stealing my thunder, John. Thanks.
I'm here for that.
So, we've done this for how long have we How long have we been doing this?
10 years. 10 years.
All right. So let's start. I'll start in course. In course. What's gonna be? I'm gonna go CJ Crone. I'm gonna go a little off the radar, and I say that because Taiwan Walker's been worse against righties, and that's what Crone's been good against for a year and a half now, right? Like
Yeah.
we know the Crone split was righties, so I'm gonna go CJ Crone at home.
Okay.
Because I mean, like, of course, we could all go. And you were gonna go Philly, I was gonna go Philly, so I'm gonna go Crone. Mix it up a little bit.
You're right. I'm gonna go Castellanos. That's the. I'm gonna go chalk Castellanos against the lefty in Coors Field. That's my Coors Field home run call. When it comes to not Coors Field, where are we going for the power home run call here? Let's go with.
Yeah, you lead us off here.
Yeah, I'm looking. Matt Olson, 5,500.
I'm gonna stay at the position. I think I'm gonna go Goldie.
Okay.
Against Paxton, second biggest game, second biggest total on the board. I'm gonna go Goldie. We have three. I picked three. We have 3 first basemen in our home run calls. So.
I mean, there's a lot of power there. If you're playing on FanDuel, you can play multiple.
There's a lot of power. That is true.
All right. Well, then let's build our lineup. Let's build our Coors lineup first. Okay. Biggest question of the day is where do we go pitching?
So I don't know if we have to because there's a lot of value. I think we can explore. If we're going to go Coors, I think Tyler Anderson makes a lot of sense. Okay. So do you want to start with our Coors lineup?
Sure.
Go Anderson, and we'll go Corbin Burns.
Sure. 4,400 to play.
That probably felt the best. Yep. From Philly, I mean, we're definitely playing Castellanos, as you mentioned. He's 5,200. We didn't mention Grishik, John.
No.
But again, righties have been the better split. I kind of like Grishik 4K, truthfully. Okay. He's been awesome. Continues to be awesome. There's not like value from this game. Alec Boehm is like the only value, but he's slowed down considerably.
Yeah, I know. Again, we're just sort of building a little mini stack here. I think if we're doing this, Real Muto's got to be in. And then we had
Harper, Trea Turner.
So we don't need to 4-stack it. Real Muto, Turner, Castellanos, Grichuk can be the play. Then we have 37.25 the rest of the way here. So value outfielder that we're in, Robbie Grossman, right? $2,500.
Yeah. The only problem with playing Turner over shortstop was such a good value.
Yeah, but I mean, we're playing Coors. You're not going to not play Turner.
Yeah. No.
4,100 for first, second, and third baseman.
What do you like at first? Well, let's play second. Edmund. 4,100 on the dot.
First and third. Third base. I don't know. Do we have a value? Michael Garcia. We're playing Burns though.
We could play Arenado at 49 if we wanted to play a value first baseman. Josh Jung, 39.
And then that's a $4,400 first baseman. Got Christian Walker there.
Nathaniel
could just go Alec Boehm, right? Like,
we could
play it.
Yeah, we could. I have no problem going out. Like that's
all right. So that's going to be our Coors Field stack here. Then we got Tyler Anderson, Corbin Burns. We got 4 Phillies: JT Realmuto, Alec Boehm, Trea Turner, Nick Castellanos. We have the one comebacker of that stack, Randall Grichuk, going against Ty Walker, and then we have a 2-man Texas stack, Jung and Grossman, but a solo Tommy Edman play as our Coors Field stack. Now, James, we like to build a Coors stack. We like to build an anti-Coors stack here. Starting back off at pitching, I still think we can use Tyler Anderson. I'm fine going there. I'm also fine just continuing with Corbin Burns. I don't mind a Blake Snell, a little bit cheaper. I don't mind if you wanted to try Garrett Cole. I know you were high on him.
I would rather go Strider than Cole, I think, if I were to pick between the two. I think Strider Toronto's been pretty bad. Like where Tampa Bay has not cooled off for like ace.
So that's a 4K play for the rest of our lineup here. But as we know, we have ridiculous value at shortstop.
Yes.
Whether we go with Nato or we go with Schmidt is there as well at $2,700, which I kind of like.
Yep, me too.
Would you rather you go him over Nato?
I could be talked into either. I think Schmidt has the better matchup because I think highly of Logan T. Allen, but you also think Zach Nato is not a $2,200 player.
He's not. So. It feels like Schmidt obviously has more power upside, though, right?
Yes.
So
yes. 2 home runs and 2 of his last
home runs win you GPPs here. So I'll go Schmidt, $4,200. I still think we plug Jung in here.
Okay.
It just feels like a winning play for us.
And if we could just use like the way they hit their lineup, they play Jonah Heim. We could play their 5-6 in there.
Yeah, I'm fine going Jonah Heim here. Heim, $3,800. That gives us 44 a play, first, second outfield positions for us here. So we got 2-man Oakland, 2-man Texas stack here. What do we want to make as our next move?
I wish Lamonte Wade had outfield eligibility too, because we could play him at first.
He took away his outfield eligibility?
Yeah, he's first base only.
Rough.
Which I think is pretty brutal because that feels like the play. But I also like St. Louis quite a bit. So if you got
I just plugged Goldschmidt Edman in here. And that gives us 4K a play for our 3 outfield spots.
You know who you could pair for this game is Dylan Carlson, 2,500, who hits lefties very well.
Okay.
He's been
He's been very bad. He's been very bad.
He has been bad. But
this is just a bet against Paxton than anything else.
Yes, he does hit lefties well.
What's his lefty split this year? I know last year that was his spot. Same thing
this year. He is hitting 250. So he's hitting better against lefties.
Yeah, barely.
Not great. We don't have to go Carlson.
I think I'd rather go Grossman over him, truthfully.
Yeah.
Let's go Grossman. And that gives us 4,800 an outfielder. So would you want to go
4,800 an outfielder?
Yeah.
We have San Fran.
We could do Boston. We could do two Cardinals, 2 Boston. Go Duran's 4K, and that gives us 56.
Little game stack there.
Yoshida, Duran, Edman, Goldschmidt.
Yeah, I like that. And we have a 2-pack. We have a 3-pack with Texas.
3-pack Texas. Grossman will hit second, and then Jung and Heim will hit what, 6th and 7th, 5th and 6th, or something like that. So not like a true connection, but Grossman has been hitting second there. He has historically hit lefties a little bit better as a switch hitter. And then you got the two-man stack there with Duran and Yoshida. Again, not a full connection, depends on where they go, but Duran's been hitting like 5th, 6th, in that lineup. So definitely doable. Edman Goldschmidt hit 1-2 for the Cardinals, so that one certainly fits out well.
Yep.
And then we get obviously the upside play with Strider and Anderson here. What other stacks would you look at? We got a couple more minutes. What's another stack that you'd look to play here tonight?
San Francisco, I think, stands out to me. I really don't think much of Ryan Nelson. Guy's a 6 ERA, 1.5 WHIP. I mentioned 27 hits over his last 3 starts. I mean, 5.
That puts Estrada at second for us. Schmidt at short.
Estrada stole another base on Thursday.
Of course he did.
I I mean, it's just like rinse and repeat.
And you like Peterson, you think there?
I think that they just have a lot of guys that hit righties well. Jock the problem with Jock Jams is like he just it's just very all or nothing.
Sure.
So what do we got here against righties? So Lamonte Wade 423 WOBA against righties. Um, Blake Sable 351, Jock Jams 339, JD Davis 456
Yeah,
WOBA against righties.
he's been hammering them. Yeah.
342 average, 7 home runs for JD Davis in that
Is
in
he
that split as
third
well.
base only? Would you play same price, Davis or Jung here?
I mean, Jung's just been so good. Lefties 353, 487 WOBA, and Ken Waldichuk's allowed a zillion home runs to
Yeah.
righties, like 436 WOBA allowed. So I like San Fran. I like the Rangers outside of like obviously Coors is in play,
Would you
but I
rather
like.
play Heim at 38 or Sable at 33?
I mean, it just depends on.
Actually, Sable has outfield eligibility, so we can also
It
play.
also just depends on what we're doing. Like if you're playing a Rangers stack, I like Heim. If you're playing Giants, I'd go there. Um, if I'm just playing one-offs, I'd probably rather play Jonah Heim. Like if I'm just picking between them straight up, I think
Sure.
it's Jonah Heim.
What's your mid-tier pitcher that you like?
My mid-tier pitcher, none. Truthfully, I mean, you mentioned the Mackenzie Gore thing. I don't think that's crazy. I love Logan T. Allen, the pitcher. I don't love the spot. I
Because
don't have a
we
good
can
answer for you.
okay. I mean, like we don't
Um,
have to go.
the chalky answer is for me to cop out and say Martin Perez.
Sure. That would give you
Now
a $4,200 outfielder to pair with what we got going on here. So
Martin Perez is going to be chalky. Like, I don't think there's anything. He's been bad for one start. It was against the Angels. He gets a ton of runs. So listen to this, Sean.
yeah,
Here is Martin Perez's run support for his last 5 starts, okay?
yep,
16, 15,
decent,
6, 12, 6.
good. Seems like they like him.
I don't know what to like there's nothing to like equate run support really. Like there's nothing like where I can definitively sit here and be like, yes, run support is the end all be all.
Right.
Like I don't know. I mean, dude, what the
It's a lot of runs.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Gave up 7 runs and didn't even have to sweat out a loss. They scored 16 for him.
That's crazy.
But I think Perez is the chalk answer there. Like your answer is Snell at 8,100.
I mean, again, I can get to Mackenzie Gore. Okay. So Mackenzie Gore against the Mets. I thought they hit him a little bit. They didn't. 6 innings, 110 Ks. It was the next start against the Cubs that he got beat up. So, I mean, I'm fine running back Mackenzie Gore here.
The Mets are just not.
We'll throw a one-off Jack Swinsky play here and call it a day.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Gore, Spencer Strider, Jonah Heim, Josh Jung, and Robbie Grossman as our Rangers. And we got 4 Giants, Wade, Estrada, Schmidt, and Sabal there. So threw a couple lineups together for everybody. Playbook will be out there on Friday. As we mentioned, you'll have Colby Conley and Dan Servidillo bringing you the live stream at 5 o'clock Eastern. So make sure you check all that out as well. James and I will be back for Monday. If you have any questions, find us in the Discord. We'll